You have entered the Plumbing Business Success Zone, teaching entrepreneurs the business of plumbing. This is Potty Talk Live, recorded live every week. Turn on notifications to never miss an episode. Now your host, Richard Bainey, the $1 Million Plumber.
Hey, plumbing pros. Welcome to the 438th episode of Potty Talk Live. We're back on Potty Talk Live. Hey, I'm your host, Richard Bainey, the $1 Million Plumber, along with my co-host, the lovely Laura.
Hello.
She's back, and we are back live. That's right.
When's the last time we were live?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
We're alive, but we haven't been live on Potty Talk.
For a couple of years.
Right.
Couple years, I think.
Right. So we're back. We're back live.
We're back.
Hey, we heard you. Okay. We have, you know, there was a lot saying they wanted, you know, they missed being the live
And the interaction.
Right. And that, you know, the interaction or whatever. Yes. So you can. We do have interaction.
We
right?
do. Yes.
Right.
So hopefully we're live right now. This is all new. This is total new technology than even what we used a couple of years ago.
Yes.
But if you remember the drill, type live in the comments if you're watching live, and if you're watching the replay, of course. Type replay, but let us know where we're tuning in from.
Exactly. You know, and again, it is all new here. You know, I wanted to say, go back to the thing of, you know, listening to you. Part of people asking for live, they're asking for the lovely Laura too. So, which I like the part, I had mixed emotions about that. As far like, well, I'm the $1 Million Plumber. I'm the one we're talking. Right, which keeps me humble. So that keeps me humble. You're right. The brains are back here. The lovely Laura here. So you were much asked for.
Well,
okay.
Thanks. Here I am.
So, and it's good. Well, we've been doing this, and rightfully so. We are a plumbing power couple. We call them PPCs, and we've been married for well over 30 years. And 30 years.
12.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Right out of I think junior high. We got married. Yep.
Shotgun wedding.
And that's right. Right. You know, and but we've also been business partners working together 24/7 for most of those years.
We have.
And
crazy.
so
Haven't killed each other yet.
And so part of that.
There's a couple years that we're
we're
touch and go.
All right. All right, but hey, yes, we're back here, Potty Talk Live, of course. You know, we've you can be found. We redo this, whatever, for the podcast or whatever. What's that called?
Repurpose.
Repurpose. There's the big fancy word. Okay, I'm a master plumber, not a English major here or whatever. And so we repurpose this into the podcast, so you can listen to us. You know, just you don't have to be here live, but we repurpose it into the podcast, and so that can be found on any of your podcast outlets.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So, and this is all new. We've got a new producer. We've got new studio. All the things.
Yeah. How about this new studio?
I know.
I
new studio. It's pretty fun.
You join us looking out, here in Southwest Florida. All right.
It's a beautiful day in Southwest Florida, for sure. But anyway, so if you hear me communicating with our producer just a little bit, we're just ironing out all the kinks. So I can't see the live stream chat. I'm not sure why. But producer, if we have any comments that come up, I don't know if we have that feature where we can put the chat up or not. So yeah, we want to see the comments coming in. But I'm sure, they're texting me right now. So. Okay. So anyway, all right. Well, we'll just kind of keep going, and we'll see what happens. So Facebook Live, we are on Facebook and YouTube Live. Hopefully, that's what we're hopefully.
So on our Facebook channel, $1 Million Plumber Facebook channel, and also the $1 Million Plumber YouTube channel.
Yes.
So you can catch us there live every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
Okay. So come join us at this time. Be part of this. We have questions. It's still that we're still going to do the format. Potty Talk Live here. We're talking the business of plumbing. Okay. So that's what we're going to be covering. Everything that it takes to have, a thriving, self-sustaining, and very profitable plumbing business.
Radio.
Okay. And by thriving, I mean, plenty of jobs. Okay. Plenty of guys literally standing in line to come work for your plumbing business. Self-sustaining, able to run without you, no babysitting. Okay, so what's it take to do that?
All right, life.
And of course, very profitable. The whole reason to be in the business in the first place, is to make money, to be profitable, not just be working. Okay, washing machines work hard. Okay, right. All right.
That's a line from a movie.
Exactly. So we're going to be talking about still, those things here on Potty Talk Live.
Yes.
May have a guest on,
Mm-hmm.
influencer, a representative, from whatever, the vendors that we recommend, that kind of a thing that help us take care of our plumbing businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll have that on from time to time. Okay. But most of the time, we're going to be spending this time with you.
Yeah.
Okay. And going over these kinds of things.
Yes. And I'm sure you want to talk about our sponsor for today's.
Oh, yeah, that's it. We got all right, pay the bills. All right, someone paid for us to be here for all this new equipment and everything. Right? I guess I better mention them. All right, hey. Well, the sponsor for this episode is supplyhouse.com. Hey, if you're looking for a reliable way to order your plumbing materials and supplies, all right, look no further than supplyhouse.com. Supplyhouse.com is your go-to site for all your supply needs. Right, their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. And that's what it's all about, right? Shop at complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands. Okay. All right. The bottom line, they got everything you need. Plus, with fast shipping, right, from coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, your order will be delivered right to your door. Need help with your order? No problem. Get expert support and industry-leading service from the friendliest folks, and they are friendly, all right? The friendliest folks in the business, okay? You can talk to a real person too, all right? Not some kind of message or they'll get back to you or some AI thing, all right? All right, real person every time, all right? Pros in the skilled trades can get a competitive edge by joining supplyhouse.com's free Trade Master program, all right? As a free, their free program as a Trade Master, you get access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from their free membership at supplyhouse.com/TM. So what are you waiting for?
I don't know.
All right. Join the thousands of other plumbing pros. All right. All right. Go to supplyhouse.com. Yes. Real people, real service. Supplyhouse.com.
Sweet.
All right.
Okay, good. So I'm seeing some comments. If you're watching on YouTube, we're going to be able to see your comments on Facebook. Can't see the comments. Don't know why, but I don't. That was our nemesis before. I think that's one of the reasons. Thank you, Jackalope. Jackalope, Jack's Kitchen.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll be able to see comments if you're watching on our YouTube channel. If you're not watching on our YouTube channel, maybe head on over to the YouTube channel and give us a like, a subscribe, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure that it's going to work much better on YouTube than it does Facebook. But anyway.
Wait, we'll get these things ironed out.
It's
it's all part of the process. Mm-hmm. It's just how it is. Mm-hmm. Okay. All this gear and technology, it's supposed to make everything easier.
Oh no.
God.
Let's not go through
That's
the
what we talk about. That'll be a theme here. You'll feel if you're new to Potty Talk, okay, and it's $1 Million Plumber. All right. It's a theme that goes here about keeping things simple. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. In your business.
Okay. Wait. I want to know, because if you've watched, been around MDP for very long, you know that Richard Maney is great at a million things, almost everything except for technology. He's perfect in every way except technology. Ladies, I don't know if any ladies are watching. Does your husband do this? So he's on the computer and something's not working and it's broken. It's broke. And then I walk over and it's like ding ding ding, fixed.
I know. It's
it's a thing. But also, okay, now I didn't mean to give you a slam, but what do I do from directions? You'll say, okay, go south on yada yada. I'm like, south? Do I right or left? Which way do I go?
I know that's your one thing. No, that's fine. No, that's great. It's okay that you bring that up, and because we experienced that, guys, and that's one of the biggest fears. One of the fears that guys have coming from the truck, and I certainly have it, and I still experience it. If not, it's not being techie. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's not a game, just some of the stuff is just, it's different, right? Yes. And
that's why opposites attract, and that's why it's great to have a partner that handles the other part. I want to say hi to Aaron. I'm assuming that's the Aaron that we know, Aaron Sylvia. Oh, that's you. Good to see you, Aaron.
All right, man. Mm-hmm. Hey. All right. It's good. Of Bahama Breeze Plumbing.
That's right. Bahama Breeze Plumbing.
Out of Texas.
Waxahachie,
Texas.
I love saying that. All right. So Potty Talk Live, we're back. What are we talking about today?
Well, I have a little lesson here, but one of the questions, that we get asked that came up, since I thought I'd take this time as we're, getting back into this live setting and answering the questions, because we responded to, hey, we wanted you back live. We wanted the lovely Laura. And another question we got asked is, well, Richard, where'd you come from? I guess I don't, don't tell, so, why should, I guess what I read into it, why should we listen to you? Well, there's where I came from. That's back when you have that, you actually have pulled that up. There I am. Look at that guy.
Look at that. I remember taking that picture. I mean, that's the brand new truck.
Okay.
Well, brand new, not brand new to us.
Right.
Right. And yeah, we were nervous, but excited.
Well, it's the kind of thing. Just that's why I relate, and I come across. Look, I love you guys, and I love at this time of my life. I never thought that we'd be doing this and working with you, but I just love working with you. And I love plumbers. I get it. It's where I come from. I never expected to be a plumber. I fell into plumbing. Mm-hmm. That's another thing. It's just I know a lot of you. I've talked with hundreds. We kind of fall into plumbing, and I did too. I got out of the Navy. My buddy asked me. Long story short, hey. They're hiring at my plumbing, where I work or whatever. You want a job? And I'm just kind of beating around. Yeah, why not? I'll try it. Well, I got into it and found out I was pretty good at it, right? I never expected it to be a plumber. It wasn't on my top 100 list, okay? I've never met a guy, well, I met one, but I think he's lying. I've never met a guy who said, I dreamed of becoming a plumber. All right? We dream of becoming race car drivers, football players, superheroes. I want to be Superman. Even my first job when I was 7 years old, the first thing I ever wanted to be was a garbage man because I got to hang on the back of the truck. That's before they had the automated stuff. This was back in the day when, they used their feet to move the truck, like in Flintstones. Okay. But I always thought it was cool, the guys that got to hang on the back of the truck. So that was on my list, not plumber, okay? But got into it, found out it was pretty good, and got with a company, and started even as an apprentice. Became one of the go-to guys. And I hear a lot of you guys, you have the same kind of story. You get in, you find out you're good, the company likes you, your customers like you, and you're doing all right. And I found out going, I got to respond. Hey, love you guys too.
Leslie.
All right.
Tanisha, hey guys.
All right. Pittsburgh, plumbing company.
Yes, Steel City Plumbing.
Steel City Plumbing. All right. Cool cats. Love those guys. All right. Cool. He's a cool couple too.
He just doesn't quit.
No, he doesn't.
He just keeps going.
That's winning.
Brandon.
That's winning.
Now winning is done.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So it's a similar story. I bet Brandon got into the company and is one of the go-to guys, and he's the customers love him. He does great work. All right. But then Brandon, you start looking around and you start thinking, well, instead of making this guy money, I'll make the money for myself. Right. And that's what I started thinking. So lo and behold, I got this big idea. I'm going to start my own plumbing business. Do you remember that?
And I said,
what? I think I came out of the shower. I do my thinking in the shower, and came out of the shower and started plumbing. I'm going to do my own plumbing company. We'll do it, and I'm going to franchise it. I even had a name and whatever. I got the wife look. You guys ever get that?
Wait, hold on.
I got the wife look. Yeah, that's it. Like what? What are you talking about?
What you talking about, Willis?
What are you talking about, Willis? That's exactly what I got. Okay, and so we didn't have. We were living. We were spending all of our money, and we looked. Even at the time, we lived in a little vinyl village at the end of a cul-de-sac. All right, little starter home. And so I started, and that's where I got this. I told her after the fact, I called her after the fact. Right. But I took, for our mortgage and, electrical payment and some utilities or whatever, I had about $1,500. I took that, okay, and I bought this truck. You can go back to that picture.
Go back to the truck. Let's see. There we go.
Okay. So I went back to that. I bought this truck. So that's what early on, I'm so proud. And I bought the Dickie black pants and the white shirt, and we paid to get, I remember we got like 5 of those shirts.
Well, hang on a second. Let's not go too far away from the wonderful logo that I created off clip art, off Microsoft clip art. Yeah. And you can't see it because it's a black and white photo, but I somehow figured out, and I wasn't a techie person either at the time, somehow figured out how to make that orange. And that was a big deal. We were so impressed with ourselves.
Oh yeah, we look at that, and look at that. And I was proud of that truck. I spray painted. If you look at the bottom of the truck, gang, you see some kind of rust spots and all that. You can't see the rust, but you can tell where there's.
It together.
But yeah, on that whole bottom, I spray painted that white every morning, and you can't tell, but also the rims, guys, his rims.
Yeah,
Brandon, I was fly, man. I looked good. I painted them orange.
Earrings for orange.
Yes.
Stars.
You know, and but the inside, you know, I had everything all arranged, and you know, there was that truck, and it made it through the week. About every other day, I had to I call someone to come pick me up on the side of the highway, side of the road, or whatever. Remember that? But that's how we started. Okay. And, you know, on a wing and a prayer. And, you know, for a long while, you know, for the first four years or so, I mean, we were getting by. What's, you know, the stats tell us that 95% of all plumbing businesses fail within the first 3 years. Okay. 95%. We almost did that first year and a half. But we survived. But that leads to the other stat that's really where, you know, a lot of the guys, if you're running right now, if you make it past 3 years, and sadly we've seen hundreds, if not thousands, you know, that are in, you know, are this stats. And we were certainly this stat, that 97% of those that do survive, so that 5% that survive are doing just that. They're just struggling week to week, paycheck to paycheck. Okay, so they basically own their job.
Right.
That was us. You know, we were in that, you know, the cul-de-sac in the Vinyl Village home. We went to Disney World at spring break.
We did.
You know, so we had the trappings. You know, had the minivan, sport edition guys. Okay, so we had the kids, so I had something to, you know, get them around it, but it was a sport edition. So we looked good, and we were living that life, but we were broke week to week, paycheck to paycheck, until I discovered the things here. And I'm gonna share some. I'll have a little lesson here. Of the three main pillars, okay, in place. Until we discovered these things, all right, then things started taking off.
Yes.
Okay, and we became very successful. Of course, there's ups and downs in the in the business. It's all part of the part of the life. Okay, but long story short, wound up selling. Weren't expecting. We were just milking the cow, or you know, we were the golden goose. You know, we were taking the golden eggs, and we were doing well. And we had a business that had a recognized brand. It was systemized, very important. Okay, it was able to run without us. It was just a little money machine. Okay, and then finally we had others that started. Hey, we want your money machine. Okay. And so
we were ready to.
And we were at this point. We're 20 years down the road. All right. Hey guys.
Hey. Chris and Kathy.
Hey, guys.
Hey, you guys. Roadrunner Plumbing. Aww,
wow.
Miss you guys.
Hey, thanks for saying so.
That Kathy.
Yeah.
She's a smart one, that gal.
Yes.
She was a good one. I miss her. Chris,
PPC.
make sure you say we said hello. Love that, Kathy. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So
and you're not bad either, Chris. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, where was that? Hey, we wound up selling.
We sold.
Yeah, the bags of money. We took the bag of money. We were ready. Okay. And down the road. And quite frankly, we were done with plumbing and
plumbers
altogether, you know. Hey, but there's only so much golf you can play and travel.
Hold on, we never played golf.
We don't play golf. We like there's only so much time you can hang out in the pool and, you know, sit in the water and drink adult beverages.
Well, part of it is too, it's like, why did we go through like all the different things that we went through, you know? From struggling in the business and within that, struggling in our marriage for a few years, really struggling. I mean, we were almost divorced. That's a whole nother story. And I know we've got some videos out talking about that at year three to four, almost divorced. And yeah, I mean, it was struggles. It was a lot of, it was a lot. And so we relate, right? So that's part of it. Why did we have to go through all the things that we went through? And so now we can look back and understand, okay, we went through all of those things because now we can relate to other husbands and wives, for the most part, plumbing business owners that are starting out and struggling and not, you know, really maybe struggling in their marriage or struggling on how they do all these things.
Right.
So it's our time to give back, and we find great joy in that. A lot more than owning the plumbing business. We really do find great joy in being mentors and coaches for plumbing business owners because we've been there. You know, it's like your kids, right? You tell your kids, man, don't make the same stupid mistakes that we made or that I made, you know, when I was a teenager or whatever. Sometimes your kids listen, sometimes they don't listen so much. So that's part of it, is we really do want to give back and help people kind of steer past all those landmines that we stepped on.
Yes. And that, you mentioned the thing of joy, of just, the toys and the playing, what the business brought and the money, that's not where the joy's at. And so it's fun. Don't get us wrong. It's fun, and it's nothing wrong with all that.
Sure.
But, we still have a lot of,
Still a lot of life. We ain't dead yet.
Well, yeah, I've been doing this. I've been for 40 years. Okay. Which Laura says, don't say 40, make it 30. Cause then it makes you sound that old. Well, we are old. Okay. But I figured up, I'm 734. I'm 734 months old, but I look a lot younger than that. All right. Okay. The bottom line, we've been around and seen it all, and done it. Okay. And it's so fun now to share it with others. And we do that through the Success Academy.
I just saw that someone posted, I can't see the name now. They started their business in 2000. There's Jackalope. Okay. Just getting by, no money. They found you guys, and literally this month, I finished the academy. Wow. Congratulations. Love hearing that. Congratulations. I got money in the bank. I'm working with Applicant Pro, Search Kings, and just got another vehicle. Congratulations.
Yeah. All right. And
I love that. Jack's Plumbing.
I love that.
Thank you for sharing.
And that really brings, what's our agenda? I get that. I'm the guy, I'm the plumber. I don't trust anybody. Right? So I hear it all the time, from guys, when I first started listening to you after a while, like, who is this?
Yeah.
These other words.
Yeah. In Australia, they said wanker.
Jack, whatever. I hear that, which is fine.
When
And
we
I'm like,
when
I
we
get
started and we heard people in Australia called him a wanker, we're like, I wonder if that's a good thing.
A good thing or a bad thing? Well,
It was bad.
Bad thing.
It was bad.
And so, but I love, just that you're succeeding and you do it. And,
Yes.
and again, and it's just, we've made all the mistakes.
Then some.
Okay. So that's why, part of what I guess to share the story of to say, why did I come down so hard? Like, this is how it is, because I've done every stupid thing there is to do, and you don't have to do those stupid things. Okay. And so I know, the music's changed and the clothing styles have changed or whatever. Okay. Our politicians change, whatever, but customers and money and plumbing, it's the same as it was, 40 years ago, back in, 1980 when I started. Okay. The customer reactions are still the same. No one wakes up in the morning and wants to call a plumber. Even back then when the job was $85, $85, that's highway robbery. They've always freaked out because no one wants to spend money on plumbing. So it's all the same thing. It's always been hard to find good guys. It's always been, not just now, always has been. Okay.
Since the beginning of time.
Right. And so it's just having gone through that all and realizing that's why I'm so hard on it. And so when I see the guys, when I come down, do this, you'll be successful. And, I have examples, like just even the recent one. Well, we have, Matt Carter.
Yes.
Detroit. Just out of Detroit.
Matt and Jess.
4 years ago. All right. He was, he was a chuck in a truck by himself. He had a part-time helper or whatever. But they were struggling, to say the least. It was over $100,000 in debt. The supply houses had shut him off. Okay. Long story short, 4 years later, all right, he reached out, had a call. Did I just see something about book a call or whatever?
Yeah, I think that.
Got started in the academy and then went on. He did everything we told him to do. That's the key.
Yes. I don't want you to say how much he sold his business for, because I know we're going to have him on Potty Talk. And so let's wait until he's on and he can make that announcement.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. It's a lot.
It's multi-eight.
Multi-eight figures.
Yes. So
okay.
Anyway, yes.
4 years later. All right. Now, it's not because I'm a genius. Well, we did. There might be a little truth.
A little bit of a genius.
Experience makes you a genius. What it is? How do you become a maestro? What was the master said? I forget who the violinist is. How do you make it to Carnegie Hall? Practice.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you become a maestro? Which is like a master, the best or whatever. It's 10,000 hours of practice.
Wow.
And so it's like these things. All of a sudden, how do you become a genius, a plumbing, business genius? It's 40 years and making every mistake possible. Okay, all right.
Check.
And knowing what's right. Check, right. Okay. All right. And so that's so if you do those things, that's why I say when you do it. So Matt was one when I said buy a truck. All right. He bought 2 trucks.
Yeah, Matt went above and beyond every time. He just, man, they put the work in.
Recruit. Okay. He didn't fall in love with his guys, whatever, even though we're all there, the price, went through his honest hourly rate calculator, charge what you need.
Numbers don't lie.
Right.
Numbers don't lie.
You do those things. Okay. You don't need special sales, sales, whatever. We have our service sales system or whatever, which just works with psychology of the customer, makes it easy for your guys. You don't have to make your guys salesmen. All right. You systemize it, you do that, and you're on it every job. You're having $1 million months, which he did. All right. And others, we have, tons of success stories. And what makes it them successful is, just like, jackalope. Okay. You got to you have to have a mindset that I'm willing to switch from being, a tradesman mindset to a CEO mindset. Okay. You got to be willing to do the work. Okay. Because a lot of times you're still in the truck. I hear from guys, well, I'm in the truck and I don't have the time. And you make excuses or you make money, but you can't make both. Okay. A lot of times, these are just excuses. All right. And so you have to invest the time, 30 minutes to 60 minutes a day, to go through the academy and do these things and put them in place. But what that does, look, in 4 years, not to imagine how it freed his life up within that time. But 4 years later, multi-8-figure deal. And we have others that have multi-8-figure deals, 8-figure deals, even 7-figure deals, just in 3 to 4 years.
Right.
Okay. Now you don't have to sell your business, but it's just a natural thing that happens, because once you do the right things, you do these things, all right, and you get it in place, all right, the money's going to notice. Big money is going to notice you.
Correct. And then if you're ready to sell, you're ready to sell.
Anyway.
Hey, I just want to make a comment here. My producer's sending me screenshots of the comments that are coming on Facebook, and for whatever reason, we can't see them. But a couple people, hey, Matt Baldwin, one of our MDP.
Hey.
Yeah.
Mr. Baldwin.
MDP coach, Lance Ford, and then Daryl Whitaker.
DW? DW.
Says OG in the house.
All right.
Hey, Dub.
How's the sound, D-Dub?
Yeah.
That's what I remember. D-Dub, he's a cool cat.
Daryl, you got my cell, so if sounds are bad, how to.
He's a past rocker, music guy. He has many talents.
He's a screamer.
Oh, man, but he's talented. He's just good. All right, so he understands these kinds of things. And then his company,
Inception Plumbing.
It's just fine.
Independence, Missouri.
Yep.
How do I remember this? I don't remember what I had for breakfast.
But yeah.
But I can remember.
He and the lovely Lindsay.
Lynn's, yes.
Okay.
So
Lynn's, right?
Fun that you guys are there.
She's a rock star.
Yep. Anyway, sorry. Just saw the comments of some of the old folks.
Oh, the old folks.
Old followers.
D-Dub, you ever thought you'd be an old folk? Oh.
Anyway,
that's my story. I'm sticking to it, and that's why we're here, and that's why I feel I have any credibility, being out here talking about. Hey, there's no one out there talking this kind of stuff.
Nope.
I mean, there's others out there,
but
it's not the same. And we even have some graduates of the academy and in our system that
we do
that are parroting. And trying to make a way, for them to be heard, right? But hey, this is you can learn from the student or you can learn from the master.
I prefer the master.
And
Thank
so
you very much.
I'm going to own it. Again, 40 years, being around the block and taking the beating and making all the mistakes. Had failures. Okay, we learned from our failures, but had many successes.
Yep.
Okay.
For sure.
And I want to share it with you, and that's what Potty Talk Live is all about here.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
What else you got?
What are we talking about here? What all leads to that there, I wanted to give a little lesson here for your time here, okay?
Okay. Is it free?
It's free. This is free,
So
okay?
generous.
And for you guys that have been, around D-Dub, you're down, here, just as a reminder, okay? Because what can happen to, you got to keep things simple, all right? Simple. If not, is complexity, what we call complexity creeps in. Complexity creep, all right? And that'll just destroy things, okay? At a minimum, just picture weeds and the vines just kind of holding you back and holding you down. Now, it all feels like there's a lot going on because there's a lot going on, but it's strangling you, okay? Not letting you move, all right? And so you got to be careful with that. So just use this as a reminder. I mentioned, that 95% of all plumbing businesses fail within the first 3 years. Okay. And it's because of these three main pillars.
Okay.
Okay.
Or that they don't do?
They don't do. So they just don't outright do it. Okay. But the 5% that do survive, okay, again, sadly, the sad number is 97% of those are simply living paycheck to paycheck, week to week, okay, struggling, one step up, two steps back. Just doesn't seem to be enough good paying customers. These are the symptoms. Doesn't seem to be enough good paying customers. Okay, I'm not getting enough calls. I can't find anyone to work for me. Okay, there aren't any plumbers. Okay, there just aren't any plumbers. All right, not making enough money. Just this doesn't seem to be enough money. I'm working all the time. Ever feel like this? I'm working all the time, but I have little to show for it. Seems like the harder to work, the less I make. All right.
I remember those days.
Okay, it's because you don't have one, and most probably all these three things in place.
Okay.
Okay. The ones that survive kind of have one of them working a little bit. Okay. But while you're struggling, it's because you don't have all these working.
Okay.
All right. And so, what is that?
I don't know, but I want to say hi to a few other people. I'm getting screenshots. Okay. Angel Blevins.
Miss Angel.
Ron and Angel Blevins out of our hometown, Indianapolis, Indiana. Pristine Plumbing. Great company. If there's any plumbers that are watching in Indianapolis and looking for a great company to work at.
Right.
Pristine is a place. So,
yes.
Hey, Angel, good to see you. Who else was saying hi? Let's see, and Madison Garza. Yep. Hey, guys. Okay.
Hey,
anyway.
It's fun.
Hopefully, we're going to get Facebook to cooperate and we'll be able to see the comments. But, all right.
And that's what I'm glad the old timers, you guys are here and they're successful. Okay. Use this as time. It's important to be around. You ever heard the saying, we're the average of the 5 people we hang around.
Correct. I've heard that saying.
Right. And also who we listen to and who we're around. And even though we're successful with our plumbing businesses, it's just good to be around others still when we're talking about this to remind us of these things.
Right.
So like Angel Blevins, D-Dub, the others, you guys know, they've been through it all. They know these things. They've been through the MDP system. They've done it. They got you, and they're smart, and they're picking things and right, and taking it to new levels. All right. But it's just good to be around others, just to kind of remind us.
Correct.
Okay. And I just want to remind you, these three, so even just these 3 pillars, it's just good for you guys to hear this.
Okay.
If you're new to Potty Talk Live or new to the plumbing business, certainly take this to heart. Okay. Well, first, let me define success. When we talk about success,
all right,
because it's important we be on the same page for success. So how I define the success with your plumbing business, which is having a thriving, okay, which I think I even mentioned this, the thriving of having plenty of customers, guys standing in line to come work for you, okay, and plenty of money in the bank. That's what I mean by thriving.
Okay.
Okay. Not just a lot of work. Again, washing machines work hard. Okay. A lot of work, okay? All right, but not just a lot of work, but that's what I mean by thriving, okay? Self-sustaining is important word there. Let me define that. Basically, you're not having to babysit the business, the guys, okay? It can run without you.
You can take a few days off and even up to a week off,
right?
Or longer,
without the wheels. Take a month off.
Eventually, the wheels coming off.
Right.
Yes.
That's when your company's money. That's the value right there as well, okay? Right. Self-sustaining. Sadly, we did, and I get it. I did this. A fear is, when we're going from the truck into the shop, which I didn't want. Thought I'm not an office guy. Even to this day, have to sit at the desk.
I gotta chain it to the desk.
Okay, right.
But I have my ways.
So that was a fear, right? So I worked the sabotage where I was in control. What would get me out to the job? So I'm controlling the guys. They got to run things through me and all that. Well, you still just own your job. You can't scale that. And that's not of any true value. It's not your customer list that has a value. Your customer list doesn't have a value. Anyone get the customer list. So it's not, why have all these customers on? That doesn't mean anything to money. Okay. It's the ability to cook the McNuggets. Okay. By being able to just push a button. Okay, that's value. That's what gives you value. That's why Matt will explain why he was, had a multiple of his business.
Yes.
And sold for multi-8 figures.
Yes.
Because it was self-sustaining.
Hey, Christy says, glad to be here from first time. Hey, from
all right,
California.
Welcome.
New Pro Plumbing.
All right. Great.
Well, welcome, Christy.
Well, listen, to have these things in place, okay? As we were explaining, again, defining success is thriving, self-sustaining, and then very profitable. Okay, profit's not a 4-letter word. Okay, I know it has 5 letters. That's okay, right. I'm not that lame.
Wait, isn't it 6? Profit. 6.
6. Okay. See, I guess I have that right. I can't. See, I'm a plumber. All right.
I'm sorry.
And then I could do it. You could do it. See? All right. Just don't make my mistakes. So, but very profitable.
Yes.
Okay. And that's the reason for having the business. Okay. There's nothing wrong with making money, guys. Okay. Everything out there is telling us not to. In fact, men, it's your duty to make a lot of money. Okay. It's just like it's your duty. If we were back in the day where we're going out, getting game and food for our families. Okay. It's your duty to make money. All right. If you don't want to make money that's the whole reason for having a business. Okay. Get out of the business and go be a great plumber that you are for someone. Okay. And let them make a lot of money. All right. But if you're here, there's nothing wrong with making money. So that's what I mean by, when we talk about building a successful plumbing business. So if you think about this, that success, okay, depends on these 3 pillars. So kind of think of this as a 3-legged stool. So picture that success sitting on top of that 3-legged stool.
Okay.
And so on a 3-legged stool, if any leg is broken or missing, there ain't no success. Your butt is falling off. Success is falling off. Okay. So kind of picture that. You picture that?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. All right. So what's the first pillar or the first leg? Okay. Your first leg is the right price. Okay. So key. All right. New pro plumbing, whatever. Okay. The right price. Okay. What do I mean by the right price? Now, we call the right price your, what gets down to your hourly rate.
Correct.
Okay. Figuring your hourly rate. We call that your honest hourly rate. All right. Because if you don't know why you're charging what you're charging, you're not being honest. I get a kick out of, I hear it all the time. We want to charge fair pricing. We don't want to rip people off like those other big companies are doing. And I say, well, that's the other big company that has all the good equipment, all the great paying customers, all the guys standing in line to work for it, and the benefits and all that kind of stuff. That great company that's ripping people off. Oh, you don't want to charge that? No, we don't want to charge that. I want to give people a deal. Okay, well, you're dealing yourself into bankruptcy. Okay, right. Or
poverty.
Okay, so you got to know why you're charging what you're charging. Okay. Not just taking, I don't want to go through the whole spiel.
This is only an hour show, so we cannot do that.
I want you to grasp this. All right. So your right price. So what does your right price include? Okay, it includes all your time. Okay, so you got to know all your time, not just the time it took to do the task. New pro plumbing. Okay, not just the time it takes to do the job. Okay, you got to know all the time it takes to run your business. Okay, all right. All your expenses, okay? Not just the expenses for that job, all right? But all the expenses to run your business, okay? And then adding profit on. And whatever profit you want, okay? It could be 100%, all right? There's no law, okay? It doesn't matter. It's what profit do you want, all right? And so that's what includes your right price.
Your honest hourly rate.
For your honest hourly rate, okay?
Yes.
So if you don't do those things, sadly, okay, we see so many, that come in, plumbing companies that are, they're charging $8,500 an hour, and we're in the money, thinking you're all that, but you're struggling. You're just not charging. You're not charging what you need to charge. And what you find out is what you were charging is what actually costs you to operate.
Right.
So that's why it feels like it's always one step up, 2 steps back, or the harder you work, you less make.
Right. And if you have any type of setback at all, any type of truck down or equipment needs to be bought or whatever, it feels like, man, I'm 4 steps back now. Right.
And we brought up the honest hourly rate calculator, honest hourly rate or whatever. That's one of the first things we run you through in the academy, Success Academy, because it gets you a win. You can double and triple your income just immediately by charging what you need to charge.
And you don't get pushback.
You don't.
You don't.
At a minute, you get the same pushback. But you're right. We find out that we actually get less pushback. And there's just something about, because you learn that there's a confidence with charging what you need to charge. Well, at first you think, well, my customers aren't going to pay that. This market you can't charge that.
I love hearing that.
I love one of our, stories, up in, the BFE, Alaska, literally sort of in, middle of nowhere, North Pole, was charging $85 an hour. That's a place where people, hunt bear. They make their own meal. I mean, they hunt their own meals. They do their own stuff, self-sufficient people off the grid. Well, we can't charge any more than that. Cut to just a few months later, charging over $500 an hour and getting every day of the week.
Yep.
All right. $500,000 months. Okay. Of course, he ran through the academy, did everything we told him to do.
Correct.
All right. All right. Bought their second house in Florida. All right. They're in Alaska. They got another second house in Florida. All right. And I just sold their plumbing business for multi-seven figures.
Correct.
All right. That's what it'll do for you by having, okay. All right. People
It's
pay.
true.
All right.
So true. Okay.
So what we had, the right price is one leg. You got to have that in place. All right. Next one, the right people. Okay, the right people. Now, in this case, of course, we're talking about, you want the right people as far as your technicians and that kind of stuff, which is important. We talk about that. But the people I'm talking about here are the customers. Okay, you got to have the right customers. All right. Well, sadly, we all start out with the wrong customer, the customer that gives us lots of jobs. Okay, all right. Lots of jobs, again, is not, necessarily the right people, because a lot of times we get the right, where all these jobs come from are, general contractors, okay, which value different things. The warranty work, okay, can supposedly give us a lot of jobs, okay, but they value something different. All right. What other, we have commercial work, okay, feels like we got a lot of, give us a lot of jobs, right? But again, they value something different. All right. And what do they value different? We need to have the right customer for us, for you to be successful, are customers who value their time over the price.
Correct.
Okay.
Just want to get their day back.
Just want to get their day back.
Get their day back. Get this problem taken care of and get out of my house.
All right. So I see somewhere on the side notes there, it said in 2000 I was charging $65 an hour, $78.95 to $125. Found MDP. I now charge $236 an hour.
There you go. That's
all right.
Plumbing. Okay.
There we go. And you can do more than that, man.
You probably could.
Right.
But
okay.
I mean, look at the difference
but
too.
Look,
like starting out, we all did it. We did it when we started. $65 an hour seems like, if it's just me in the truck, $65 an hour, that's more than I made at my last plumbing job. That's pretty good money. But you quickly find out if you do it right, and you're not at 65. You're not even paying what you need to survive.
No.
I mean, not even close.
No, so. not even close.
Okay, I'm going to say something here real quick. Yeah. We live in Southwest Florida. We did have the hurricane just a couple weeks ago. And since then, we have had surges multiple times a day. And when we say surge, that means all the power goes out, internet, everything for like 30 seconds. So if that happens, if all of a sudden you don't see us anymore, because I just saw a brief flicker.
Yep.
Oh boy, brief flicker, and so hopefully we'll stay alive.
Right.
But if you see us disappear all of a sudden, that's why. Right. So hopefully we'll stop having those issues.
Hey, we love the free state of Florida.
We
do.
I
mean, great government here, great life here, and right on it. And we had two hurricanes right 2 weeks apart. We just bam, just tear everything up. Where just power lines are down. Had power on that very next day. But there is going back through and fixing transformers and that kind of stuff and all that. So we do feel that. So hey, I'll handle that. You live in another state, and I won't say what states, but most all the others. Okay, something hits the fan and you're down forever.
Right. That's for another show.
That's for another. Right. Okay.
Anyway, so if you see us disappear, that's why. Go ahead. What's your next point?
But the right people with the right customers, okay? And so you want the customer that values their time over the price. Now, that leads to residential service. And so, you'll hear me, I'll just come right out and say it. You cannot start and grow your company doing new construction. You can't do it. You can't do it. I haven't seen it done. You can't do it. It's a whole nother game. Can you get jobs and can you make a living? Yes, but you will not grow. And we have example after example, guys after guys. Even one of our coaches, was doing one of our MDP coaches, and in turn turned MDP, was doing multi 8 figures running through his business, and had 26 trucks. But he wasn't making any money. Literally wasn't making any money. Wasn't paying himself. And the final straw was that year. The company made like $1,400, but he's doing multi-gazillion-dollar homes for people that he has to write a non-disclosure because he's working for famous people. So so he's doing cool stuff, which I hear guys saying, "I do multi-million-dollar." Yeah. I mean, he ain't making any money. Okay, all right. Basically, you're just their bank, and you got sucker written across your forehead. Okay.
And don't feel bad. We did too. We had sucker written across our forehead a number
I
of times.
I just hope this hit you. If you're offended by it, then you're not going to be successful.
You're in the wrong spot.
Right. If it kind of like, ooh, that kind of hurt because I feel that a little bit. That kind of
you're
sounds
more
like
convicted.
Me.
You feel convicted
right.
about it.
Then you're going to win. Okay. That's like Matt Carter. All right. And so where was I going with that? You're just not going to make money with new construction or even commercial, doing those kinds of things and warranty work. You get a lot of jobs. It's residential services where you got to be.
True.
Period. Okay.
Yep.
Because they value their time more than they value their money. Yes, they're going to ask you how much it costs. That's just an intelligent question to ask. Okay. They've been asking that since I've been in plumbing, since 1983. Okay. All right, it's just how much does it cost? Okay. Again, because no one wakes up in the morning and wants to call a plumber. No one wakes up in the morning and wants to spend money on plumbing. Okay, it's always more. Okay, but what they want is, and the value is in taking care of their problem today. Okay, and they will pay $500 an hour. Not happily necessarily, but we do see you provide great service. You pay. How many times we see it in here? Hundreds of times now.
I get more reviews.
I get 5-star reviews and they happily pay and all that. Okay, by taking care of them today.
Yes.
Okay, and that's how you're able to, and that's how these other companies are able in 3 to 4 years go from literally being broke. All right, raising chickens in the backyard and butchering them at night so they don't get in trouble with HOA. All right, and living in poverty to literally within 4 years being, selling their business for, multi-millions. Okay.
Yes.
Is working, doing residential service.
As opposed to, correct.
So that's the right people. Okay.
Okay.
Right there. And finally we have, all right, the other leg here is the right purpose.
Do you want to give something away before you do that?
Do we want to? I guess you want to give something away? Well, that's unlike you to want to just give something away. I do have something for you. That is still part of the process here. Okay.
DW, if you're still watching, you saw what I just did.
She reeled me in, man. Did you catch that? Okay. That's why they wanted you back. I guess I've been going off the deep end and that kind of thing.
3 hours later, he's still talking.
Yeah, he's still right. Okay. Yes, I do have something for you for joining us. All right. It's my $1 Million Plumber Blueprint. All right. Hey, man, we've been talking about this. Man, you wouldn't plumb a house without a blueprint, right? So why are you trying to build your plumbing business without one? Okay. Grab your free copy of my $1 Million Plumber Blueprint. All right. Try to say that fast 3 times. All right. In it, I lay out the exact specs, okay, on how to build a successful, thriving, self-sustaining, and very profitable plumbing business. Okay. Don't risk years of wasted time and money and failure. Okay. All right. Live vicariously through my failures, okay, and my wasted time and money, all right, okay? Jump to the head of the line. Grab the $1 Million Plumber Blueprint now, and it's free. Did I mention that? I think it's free, simply for being a Potty Talk viewer or listener.
Potty Talk Live.
Potty Talk Live. I got to get used to saying that. Potty Talk Live. Hey, go to $1milliondollarplumber.com/free. Again, $1milliondollarplumber.com/free. to grab your free copy of my $1 Million Plumber Business Blueprint today.
Okay.
All right, that's better than rice-a-roni. Remember that?
I do, but no one is watching.
From the 70s? Anyone that old?
No.
Okay.
No one's just
okay. Are we going to admit to that? All right. That was always a parting gift. Rice-a-roni.
Rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat.
Okay. This is way better than that. All right. And I mentioned the final leg. All right, the third leg. And really the most important leg, okay, and this is the one that's missing is the right purpose. Now there's 2 parts to the right purpose. We have your purpose on why you have the plumbing business, okay, and it can't be that you love plumbing. If you love plumbing, you're going to get stuck, okay. When I hear guys say, hey, I'm glad, plumbing's been good and all that, but I'm tired of being in the truck. I'm tired of plumbing. In fact, I really don't like plumbing. All right, I love hearing that because you're going to win. All right. The guys that say they're all about plumbing, in fact, are still getting caught up in all the different stuff and all that. You're gonna struggle. Okay. If you want to be a great plumber, go be a great plumber for someone. Okay. But the right purpose, personally, has to do with why you have the plumbing business, and it's things like, and we get into this, of in the academy of you want to be able to provide for your family, and what does that look like? You want things for yourself, a certain life, and we get into you really design your life. That's what the freedom lifestyle is all about. Okay, you want to design your life, and then you design the business around it.
Correct.
And it's amazing how that works. Sadly, 99.9% of people do it the other way around.
Right.
And we're conditioned that way. We're conditioned in a free market societies, or just societies of getting in line and working for the system.
Right. And then letting your job or your business dictate your life. which really should be the other way around if you do it right. And it's hard. It's hard to do it. But you got to figure out why you have the plumbing business in the first place, the real reason why. And it can't be something like that's not measurable. It has to be measurable. You've got to be able to measure it. It can't be, well, so I can make more money or so that my family's happier or whatever. You can't measure that because there's no way to know when you've arrived. So you really have to get very, very specific about the reason that you have the plumbing business.
Right, exactly. So that's that side of it, on the personal side. But the other part of the right purpose is the purpose of the plumbing company. Okay, the purpose of the plumbing business. And keyword. It ain't about plumbing. That's the other thing for those that have been around and listen to Potty Talk and of course gone through the academy. Is it ain't about plumbing. It's something we try to drill in. I know I'm proud to be a master plumber. Okay, I'm proud of plumbing. It's been very good. All right, but it ain't about plumbing. And sadly, as we start our plumbing businesses, we think it's all about the plumbing. All right, but it ain't about the plumbing. It's about the business and what the business needs. Okay, and sadly, this is what we've seen so many times that. And look, we relate to that. We're trained how to be great plumbers, to be great tradesmen. And that kind of thing. We're not trained or taught how to do the business. Okay, so we get in there and we get in with the idea of, I'm going to take over the plumbing world and I'm going to, I'm not going to rip people off and I'm only going to charge this. And the only reason I figured that out is because they're charging that and whatever that is, we don't understand the business. And that's why you fail. Right. That's why you fail. And
Matthew Bourne just put up, he's at $2.93 an hour. So I'm hoping that, was that before? I don't know if you've been through the academy or not, if that was before or after, but yeah, $2.93 an hour. But do you know why you're charging it? If you haven't gone through the academy, do you really know why and everything that goes into it? So anyway.
Yep, it's a hurdle that most.
Yes, so true.
I saw the side note there. It's a hurdle that most service techs struggle to get over. Right.
So true.
And it's just how it is. But you got to believe. That's why we run you through that process, okay? And we use what we call the honest hourly rate calculator, all right? Yep. And so that numbers, the reality's there. Numbers don't lie, correct. Okay? And you got to know why you're charging what you're charging. And no matter what you decide to charge, you can charge $1,000 an hour. It doesn't matter. You're not charging for the plumbing. Well, the flapper only cost me blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. You're not charging for plumbing. You're charging for the experience. And what's the experience? Getting out there today.
Yes, taking care of today.
Right, and that kind of a thing.
Yes. So, but as far as the right purpose, from a business standpoint, it's a business. It's not a charity. Right. It's not a community service or whatever. It's an actual business. It's a business that needs to make a profit. That's the reason for business in the first place, is to make a profit. So, that's right. Yes. And
there's nothing wrong with that. We've just been conditioned. All right, Matthew. Oh, thank you. Yes.
Well, thank you. Share the videos. Lovely. Thanks, Matthew. Right. Matthew Bourne, where are you out of? Don't recognize your name. Anyway, so yeah, that's the biggest, because I know when you start your plumbing business, you're thinking, I just got to charge whatever you charge, and when customers or whatever. But you typically don't spend too much time thinking about the purpose, right? You're just, because you're busy, you're just going along and trying to get things done and yada yada yada. So we really do need to stop and think and know why you have the business in the first place.
Right. And back to, the purpose of, the business, the good news is it's not rocket science. You just got to know. You just got to.
We wouldn't have been able to do
right.
it.
Well, you may have, but I wouldn't have been able to. Okay. It's not rocket science. Okay. In
Arizona.
It's just knowing the right things to do, have the right kind of systems in place. Okay. The right math. All right. That part of it, really, we can teach you, your success is really based on 20% of knowing the right things to do. Okay, but you got to know the right things to do. All right, the other 80% is up here, and that's why the right purpose, knowing the purpose on why you have the business. Okay, it's up here. Yep. All right. So
that's the toughest part when we start with clients, et cetera. Sometimes that's the toughest thing to get past is. Or getting them to get past is that it really is mental. It's more mental than anything. Right.
So you get the purpose thing down. That's when things take off. Okay, and it is that simple. Okay, and I've made it simple for you. We've been talking about it all around. Can I get a plug in? Is it shameful if I get a plug in to the academy? Okay, into the Success Academy, or we can talk first. I know we got to do the call. We like to, we like to, book a call. and have a conversation to see if the Success Academy or whatever is right for you. I know I've been talking about the Academy, and the Academy may not be right for you, but first we like to have a call. So if you like to, if you're starting out or you're struggling where you're at, you're struggling to take your plumbing business to the next level, let's talk, okay? And again, we'll just have a simple conversation to find out what is standing in your way. So at a minimum, coming away from the call, that's not high pressure, not looking to sell you. When we mention the Academy, of course, whatever. But, we want to find out what is, you'll know what's standing in your way, okay? And then we'll point you in the right direction to be able to solve that kind of problem, okay? And it may be the Academy, it may not, all right? So there you have it. But let's talk. Yeah. Okay. Simply go to how do we schedule the call?
I don't know. Let's see if I can push the right
button. $1 Million Plumber.
Okay. That's really small too. I don't know if you can see it.
/call. Okay. Go to $1millionplumber.com/call. All right. And let's talk. There we go.
Okay. All right.
So, hey, but those are.
Oh, was that it?
Well, that's about it. Yeah. Those are the three. Really, those are the three pillars. Okay. And everything else kind of revolves around them. Okay. You got to have those things in place.
Yes.
In order to be successful.
Okay. So this was our very first back to Potty Talk Live. We're back to live having Potty Talk. Super excited about it. I know before we did them at night, right? 8 o'clock at night. That's when we used to do it. We're not doing that anymore. I'm in bed by 8:30. Well, I'm up at 5:30, so there's that. But we're not doing night anymore. So make sure if you are watching, especially on YouTube, we really would prefer to get a lot more people on YouTube just because it's easier. It streams better and all that, and you'll get notifications. So if you're watching on Facebook, head on over to YouTube and then click the like and subscribe button so you never miss an episode. But we are going to go live every Thursday at noon, barring a hurricane. Right? So
hurricanes happen.
Yes.
All right.
They do.
Not going to panic. No. How it is.
Yeah. So, but we are back, and we're excited to be back.
Yeah. And on the YouTube thing, I have other, a lot of trainings over there on YouTube.
A lot of trainings
free
on
stuff.
YouTube.
All right. And so at a minimum, again, it's just good to be around, if you're serious about, growing a thriving, self-sustaining, and very profitable plumbing business, it's the best place to be out there.
Yes. It is. Matthew wants to know if we have a video on dispatch or office staff. We do have some past episodes. We certainly will probably have some more on that as well. Yep. In the Success Academy, we do address that as well. We address all those things. But let us know, too, in the comments or on Facebook or whatever. What are some of the topics that you'd like for us to cover? What are some things that you really need answers for that you're really struggling with? Gosh, let us know, and we're happy to help any way we can.
So it's good to be back. It's good to be back live. All right. I think we made it through this first one with the equipment. It's fun to have the new equipment, new studio, everything going
Still
on.
A beautiful day in Southwest Florida.
Southwest Florida. There we go. We like to get out there. Okay.
That is not our boat. Right there, just saying.
Right. That's not our boat.
Can a one-man shop work? Do you mean with the Success Academy? Of course, that's where almost all of our members start. That's where we were, because that's what we knew. We're a one-truck truck. You saw the picture. Where's the picture at? There we go. There it is. That was a one-truck truck right there. So absolutely. Success Academy is for any stage of your plumbing business.
And that's if you want to be more than a one-man shop.
Yes.
Okay. Again, we're back to that. Certainly. That's a great place to start, and it's all about that.
And that's when it's tough too. Is Josh right? That's when it's tough because if you're a one-man shop, you're doing everything. You're wearing all the hats. You're wearing. You're doing the work, and then you're trying to drum up business, and hopefully finding other plumbers, and then equipment, and all the things. That is the hardest part. But if you can get past that. Man, that's the hardest part. And if you get past that, you've put in the effort. You what's the muscle? What are I talking about? Where you're building the muscle, right? For getting through some of the tougher parts. So, gosh, Josh, now's the perfect time.
And tough, the time we're talking about, you put a good, 90 days. In 90 days, you'll be in a whole nother spot.
Success Academy will change your business in 90 days.
The big thing is just getting past we've been so conditioned to look. Is it Josh? It's not going home. I get it. You're in the truck, and you got to do that. First of all, men, you were created to be tough. You were created to hurt. You were created for pain. All right. You weren't created to sit in
Muscle memory,
comfort.
thank you.
Okay. And whine and cry. Okay. Women can whine and cry. All right. Men cannot. All right.
It's true.
Boys and girls, kids can whine and cry. Men cannot. Doesn't mean if you do, but if you cannot if you want to be successful. Okay. So if you can, certainly I made it Academy so simple. I made it simple for me because I'm a simple guy. I have no problem saying that. I never read a book all through high school. You got to, read now, but is that, that kind of thing. All right. So I get it. And I get being in a truck all day, but I made it simple. It's all bite size. If you just spend 30 minutes, 60 minutes a day, all right, in no time, in 90 days, you'll be in a whole nother spot.
Yes.
Okay. You certainly will double, triple your income. Okay?
And aren't you and your business both worth investing?
So instead of going home and gaming, okay, by the way, little boys play games, not men. Okay.
So true.
All right. Not successful men. All right. Instead of going home and watching ESPN, guys, all right, and watching other multi-million dollars, players or whatever, they're not watching that. They're making money. All right. Great. You do the same.
They're figuring out a way to improve whatever it is that they're doing. Right. They're working on their skills. They're investing in themselves. And they're investing in themselves, and they're investing in their business, which is whatever sport they play or whatever. So if anyone, yes, thank you, Jack. All right, appreciate it.
And that's a strong guy.
Thank you.
All right?
Yes.
And I get that. I get where you're at, man. All right. I'm the same way. Right. We can do it. You can do it.
Right.
But you just got to choose to do it. Okay. And you got to put in a little bit. There's a little bit of work. So you have to learn something new, like my honest hourly rate. And it's gonna jump up from $85 an hour to $200 an hour or whatever. And you got to charge it. You got to implement that. So if you can't do, that's not hard. You just got to do it.
Yep.
So
All right.
there we go. All right. Hey, we are about wrapping things up here.
We are.
But before I'm still going to keep my outro.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Still, because this is important, and it's this: that you were purposefully and wonderfully created, and you were created to do great things. Plumb like a champion.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to Potty Talk Live with Richard Bainey, the $1 Million Plumber. If you enjoyed this show, share it now.
Just do it.
To catch past episodes and get alerts for new episodes, turn notifications on now and join us again for more tips, techniques, and strategies to help you grow your plumbing business.